Hello, everyone. We will start in just a few minutes, allowing people to filter in. Thank you for joining us. We will give the public till 3:05 to filter in, and then we'll start promptly. Hello, everyone. As people are coming in, we are giving people a few minutes to filter in. So we'll be starting promptly at 3:05 p.m. Or 12:05 p.m. So thank you. All right, we'll begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ava Community Energy's January 2026 Value Proposition webinar. My name is Cody Vaughn, and I am the Customer Operations Analyst in Ava's Account Services Department. And now I'll turn it over to my colleague, Kelly, for her introduction.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kelly Brazelbeck, Senior Director of Account Services at Ava Community Energy. We're happy to be here today to discuss Ava's value proposition updates and proposal for January 2026. Thanks.
All right, thank you. So we will go ahead and begin. So first, we will start off with some public meeting reminders. Please note that both the video and audio from today's meeting will be recorded and posted to our website. We will start with a brief introduction to the posted policy, and we will follow by a public comment period towards the end. And all attendees will be remain muted until we open the floor for public comment after the presentation. And please note, when providing public comment, please be prepared to share the following: your name, organization, if that's applicable, your city of residence or the business in which you are located, and finally, your public comment itself. And again, please note that the video and audio from this presentation will be posted on our website. All right, so we will go ahead and get started and learn a little bit more about AVA. So, what is AVA Community Energy? AVA Community Energy, or AVA, is a local community choice power supplier committed to providing Alameda County and the cities of Lathrop, Stockton, and Tracy with clean, green electricity at competitive rates. As a non-for-profit public agency, AVA reinvests revenue back into the community through local electrification programs, clean power projects, and community organizations. And next, we will learn a little bit about how that works. So, how does it all work? It's actually quite simple. First, AVA purchases and generates the power and then sells it to customers at competitive rates. Second, PG&E continues to deliver the electricity to homes and businesses, and customers pay PG&E for delivery just as they always have. And then finally, customers like you receive the power and enjoy the benefits of clean energy, local governance, and innovative community programs. All right. Next, we'll talk a little bit about the savings and values to customers. Since 2018, AVA has delivered real value and savings to our customers, and to date, we've saved $174 million for customers. We have reinvested $115 million back into our communities through programs such as local infrastructure projects, AVA Community Energy or AVA Community programs, local sponsorships, community grants, and local vendor spending. In addition, AVA has invested $40 million in local energy generation, driving economic development, supporting local unions, and generating tax revenue through projects such as the Scott Haggerty Wind Energy Center and the Kola battery storage system as well. And next, I will hand it over to Kelly, who guide us through some key definitions. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Cody. All right, let's move to the next slide. So in walking through some shared definitions, let's start with AVA's service plan offerings. AVA offers our customers a choice. We provide the option of either Bright Choice, which is priced at a discount to PG&E, and in 2024 provided over 60% renewable energy. We also offer Renewable 100, which provides energy from sources such as wind and solar and is priced just above PG&E's rates. Customers may also choose to receive their electricity generation from PG&E. Let's go to the next slide. These are the cities that have default service plans. This is the plan that customers begin service on, which is based on their community selection. A jurisdiction's governing body, typically a city council or board of supervisors, votes to start their constituents on either Bright Choice or Renewable 100. Customers may switch to the other service plan based on their preference. Next slide, we'll talk about rates and value proposition. So the rate, this is what AVA charges customers for electricity. This is the price per kilowatt hour, which is how we measure electricity. It's similar to buying fruit by the pound or milk by the gallon. We buy electricity by the kilowatt hour. The value proposition is a measure of AVA's rate and how that compares to PG&E. AVA discusses this in terms of percent difference for right choice and a per kilowatt hour premium for Renewable 100. And then we'll go to the last definition on the next slide. This is the power charge and difference adjustment, or PCIA. This is a fee that PG&E applies to bills, allowing PG&E to charge departed customers for above market electricity costs that PG&E incurred due to previously made contracts. The PCIA rate is different for PG&E generation customers and for CCA customers like AVA customers. When AVA talks about our value proposition, we're including the PCIA in the total rate, since that's money that you're paying to PG&E that's different than you would have paid to PG&E as one of their customers. So you don't pay this charge on top of your rate to AVA. When we say you're receiving a discount, it's inclusive of, of this fee. So the orange bar here is what AVA collects per kilowatt hour from customers. When the PCIA is low, AVA may collect more revenue than when the PCIA is high. AVA is not collecting as much revenue from our customers in order to still maintain a competitive rate to PG&E. We'll see this again in the next section when we talk about current context. So let's move on to the 2026 context and proposal. So remembering back to that discussion we just had briefly on the definition of the PCIA, again here in this chart, the orange bar is what AVA collects per kilowatt hour from customers. So we're going to start with a little bit of historical look back. When we started in 2019, you can see here at a 1.5% discount, AVA's generation rate plus the PCIA layered on top in orange, and then that sort of PG&E premium. So the PG&E total rate is the blue plus yellow plus orange. So all three sections summed together is the PG&E rate versus the AVA community energy rate. So looking at 2019 all the way across to 2026. You can see here, just by looking at this graph, that typically PCIA is high when rates are low and PCIA is low when rates are high. You also see this similar inverse relationship with respect to our discount. Typically, when rates are low, our discount is also low. As rates rise, our discount rises. And these sorts of price swings are really standard for our industry, as prices are impacted by forces such as record heat and cold, natural gas prices, things not even inside the United States, other international concerns. We're also looking at supply chain, like impacting new interconnected generators, and regulation changes at both the state and the federal level. All of this summed together means that rates are forecast to drop considerably in 2026. For AVA, this means that the rate that we would be able to collect from our customers will drop by over 40%. That's that orange bar in 2025 compared to the orange bar in 2026. With the overall effective rate to a customer decreasing by about 30% for the average residential customer. This is all really good news for our customers. Even with forecasted delivery rate increases, the average residential customer will see an overall decrease in bills from 2025 to 2026. However, as a public agency, AVA needs to develop a balanced budget. As you can see here on this slide, our rate from 25 to 26 is cut nearly in half. So we are proposing an update to our value proposition. Let's look at the next slide. We're proposing a value proposition change that would mean our bright choice generation discount to PG&E would either be at 1% or at parity with PG&E. And the Renewable 100 premium, that's per kilowatt hour price over PG&E for Renewable 100 would either be 1.25 pennies or 1.5 cents, 1.5 cents per kilowatt hour. At our November board meeting, staff recommended option 1. That's that 1% discount to PG&E for Bright Choice and 1.25 pennies per PG&E. Our board may consider other options as we are focused on maintaining a balanced budget. Let's look to see what this effect might see, our customers might see. So this does seem like a very dramatic cut to customer savings, but the net effect is still a positive for our customers. A 1% discount to PG&E will still mean our customers see a 30% reduction compared to 2025 rates, and even a 1.25 penny increase, 1.25 premium for Renewable 100 means that we still expect a 25% discount for Renewable 100. In fact, when looking at these numbers, we see that Renewable 100 rates in 2026 will be lower than today's Bright Choice rate. We expect to see similar changes for our commercial customers with similar discounts. Let's look at the next page. Again, let's look to history to try and put these considered changes into context. AVA's value proposition has changed 3 times before. We started service at a 1.5% discount, then spent 2 years at a 1% discount when overall rates went down. Then we were able to raise our discount from up to 3% and then 5% due to other increases in rates. All of these changes allow AVA to provide competitive pricing while maintaining a balanced budget for our public agency. Let's now move to the next section, and Cody will prepare us for the open comment period.
All right, so we will begin the public comment period. First, we will discuss how to participate. So if you would like to leave a public comment, please click on the Q&A bubble to start that will be at the bottom of your screen, and enter your name, city, and organization into the text box, and then click send to the send button to submit your request to speak. Please note that everyone in the call will be able to see what you type in the chat box, and we will call on each speaker in the order in which we receive the chat. And your microphone will be unmuted when it's your turn to speak. And please be mindful of time. Each speaker will be given an allotted 3 minutes. And please also know that this webinar is being recorded, so the audio and video will be posted to our website as well. And next we'll go over, and thank you for participating, but next we'll go over a few next steps for AVA staff. This webinar will, including the recording of your audio comments, will be posted on our website at avaenergy.org/rates. And then all public comments will be summarized in the staff board report, and the summary will be presented to the board at the December 17th meeting, 2025, as part of the budget update for next year's budget. And any additional comments can be sent to publiccomment@avaenergy.org. These will all be compiled into the board report at that December 17th meeting. And lastly, please note that all public comments are due by Monday, December 8th, 2025 at 8 a.m. All right, we will begin our public comment period. If you do have any public comments, please go ahead and click on that Q&A box. And we will give a couple moments if anybody would like to leave a comment in this venue. All right. Well, as seeing as there are no public comments at this time and no one has clicked on the chat box, we will continue to concluding this webinar. All right. Thank you so much for attending, for joining us today and sharing your thoughts and feedback. As a reminder, this webinar, including today's comments, will be posted at our website at avaenergy.org/rates. And again, to anybody who wishes to provide a public comment, that can be submitted to publiccomment@avaenergy.org, which is also located on the screen. And note that all public comments are due by Monday, December 8th, 2025 at 8 a.m. And your feedback will be summarized in the staff report to the board at the Board of Directors meeting on December 17th, 2025. Thank you again for your time and your engagement.